All right, guys, welcome to the Go Accomplish More podcast. And today we're going to talk about why some agency owners will explode in 2026 and others will simply burn out. And if you're listening to this podcast, maybe in the future, even in 2027, you can still apply the information that I'm going to share today. But for those of you that are listening, we are in May of 2026 and things are changing rapidly, right? With AI, a lot of agencies are either burning out or they're actually using a lot of the tools and strategies that I'm going to talk about today, which is allowing them to explode and grow fast. So before I get started, I just want to ask you a simple question. Are you moving the business forward today? Not just surviving the day, not just answering messages on the go. Did you actually move what matters? And I think what happens a lot is that us agency owners sometimes are focusing on just getting by, working on the small pebbles instead of working on the big boulders, the big rocks that are going to move us forward as an agency, right? If you're not sure if your agency is moving forward today, this episode is for you. The way I see it here is that there's two sides to the coin. On one side of the coin are owners who are exploding. They're doing great. And the reason why some agency owners are doing great right now is because they are simplifying what actually matters. They're delegating before they become the bottleneck. They adapt while the rules are changing. The owners on the other side of the coin are owners who are burning out. They stay buried in messages and fires. They keep operating from old habits or old playbooks. And they confuse being needed with growing, right? If I'm busy, if I'm helping, I'm saving the day, I'm the hero, then I'm growing, right? But in reality, you're probably getting burned out. The rules that worked before don't all apply anymore. So let's begin. I'm going to share shift number one is if you want to really grow as an agency and you want to explode, you want to make sure and understand that movement is not always progress. Stop confusing a full calendar with real forward movement. You were on all day. Have you ever felt that way, that you were on all day, but you felt like nothing moved forward? So remember that busy does not mean productive. Task switching keeps you reactive. Chaos can feel useful, but it keeps you stuck. And I believe that the entrepreneurs that are going to win in 2026 are simplifying faster than everyone else. Simplicity is the best option that you can do to scale your agency. And I've always talked about the analogy of whenever you go to a Chipotle, whenever you go to, let's say, Cookie Crumble or Crumble Cookie, right? I'm not a fan of Crumble Cookie, but one thing that they do really well is that they simplify. The menu is so simple, right? That has allowed them to scale rapidly because they go in, the customer comes in, and it's easy for them to order. It's clear. It's scalable for the team members that are working at these places. That's why you have these 16-year-olds working or 17-year-olds and they're operating big companies, right? Because they're just following the system, and the system is super simple to follow. So shift number two is information is the trap. There's free information everywhere, and it's making us worse, to be honest. There's more tools than ever before. There's more strategies than ever before. There's more opinions, right? Consuming feels like progress sometimes, right? When you're learning so much information. Now if you go to YouTube and you just put, how can I learn how to use Claude? How can I learn how to use Manus? And there's so many videos, so many directions, so many opinions, or how to grow your digital marketing agency in 2026 or in 2027 if you're hearing this in 2027. It's going to give you so many different opinions, right? So there's a lot of information nowadays. So what you got to do is you got to execute what you already know. Execute what's already working. The gap isn't about knowledge. It's not about how much information you know. It's about implementation. And one tip that I give you is those agencies that are scaling and that are exploding right now, they're 10xing the things that are actually working. that are actually moving the needle. They're not being distracted with shiny object syndrome. So make sure you are focused on what's actually working right now in your agency and double down on it. 10x it more, right? And that's going to allow you to scale fast. Shift number 3 is real beats perfect. I've filmed content in a professional studio before, and I've filmed walking my dog. I mean, literally, I've done both. Raw human content builds trust faster. So more than ever now, you want to make sure that you're more human and transparent. Let the polish style take a back seat. More than ever now, what our audience is looking for is more transparency. It's more realness when it comes to running your agency. The overproduced content can feel like a commercial. Maybe 10 years ago, that was the thing where you wanted your website to be perfect. If you did any type of video recording about your business, it needed to be perfect with great lighting, with perfect studio performance and whatnot. But nowadays, people want more realness. They just want to hear your voice. They want to hear your opinion on certain matters that really are important to them. So the raw human content, I believe, will build trust faster. People want to feel like they know you. Always remember, people are doing business with other people. So I think those agencies that are going to scale and explode in 2026 are going to be the people that actually are showing their human side. I believe the future of content is going to have to feel more human nowadays and less corporate. I mean, nowadays, there's personal brands that are competing against huge brands like Nike and all these big companies, right? Nowadays, you can literally, you've seen it before. You've seen the creator, you've seen an agency owner that is just sharing relevant content, great content. They can have a small audience of maybe 1,000 because they focus on a niche, and they will be successful. You don't have to have 10,000 followers. You don't have to have so many likes on your Facebook page or on your Facebook post or on Instagram post. Yes, it does help when you have a little bit of engagement. But in the end of the day, what agency owners need are more conversions, not these vanity metrics that people look for. And it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice when you have a lot of views, a lot of likes on certain posts. But more than ever, the agencies that are going to explode in 2026 are going to be those they're talking to the pain points of their ideal audience in a very transparent and real way. Shift number 4 is, adaptability is the moat. I'd rather hire someone who learns fast than someone who stopped growing. So you need to be adaptable, right? As an agency owner, experience matters for sure, but learning speed is what compounds. As you know, AI is changing workflows almost weekly. Curiosity beats resistance for sure. And fast learners outperform static experience. So in 2026, adaptability is more valuable than ever. Even when AI came out 3 years ago, it has evolved from the time it came out. It started out where everybody was learning how to prompt. And now we have the AI agents that are working on their own, right? You just tell it the final destination or the final outcome or the final goal you want it to do, and it's going to do it, right? And who knows what's going to happen a year from now. And you want to make sure that you're being more of a consultant to your ideal client because they're going to depend on you for everything. So be that consultant where you're showing them even how to use AI, showing them the new trends. Right now, SEO, right? SEO is not the same how it was a year ago. Now people are searching on ChatGPT, right? They're searching on different LLMs to find out what they need or what they're, what they need in order to grow. Shift number 5 is the new status symbol is peace. I want to talk about something most agency owners won't say out loud. The goal was freedom, but somewhere along the way, the agency or business became the cage. You started this agency, you started this business, and you feel like you're working more than the regular person working a 9 to 5. And you were hoping to have that freedom, but you feel like you're still locked up in that cage. You feel like everything falls to you, that you're the bottleneck for everything. And I get it. Peace, it is something you build intentionally before the business becomes the cage. And the way that this happens is like, you need to, obviously, I've already said it in previous episodes before, is you need to have the right team in place. In order for you to free up your time, you need to depend on others. You want to make sure you have the right systems in place, simple rhythms that keep work moving without you chasing it. And then you want to make sure you have the right boundaries. So clear limits so you can actually be present again. The new luxury isn't just money anymore. It's waking up and not dreading your inbox. I want to have the freedom to work on the things that I enjoy in my agency. It's not necessarily freedom to go on vacation and all that. I love going on vacation and whatnot. But vacation, just going on vacation to vacation is also not as fulfilling, my opinion, right? That gets boring, honestly. But imagine if you can work on the things that you really enjoy. And I think there's a lot of agency owners out there that are in their agency and they're doing maybe the wrong things in their agency. They're doing things that they're pretty good at they're great at, but they don't enjoy it. But imagine if you really enjoyed doing podcasts more or recording videos or, I don't know, going to network events. Then you need to free up yourself so that you can start doing those things. Shift number 6 is trust beats reach all the time. So follower accounts are vanity metrics. As I said earlier, engagement and trust are what converts. So a small trusted group can always beat a massive cold audience. So reach gets attention, but trust creates action. So this shift that I'm talking about, which is trust beats reach, is that people nowadays want to trust you. They're doing business with you because they have that know, like, and trust. That's the way we grew Go Staffy to multiple 7 figures. It's because they trusted not only myself, but they trusted my team. I recorded constantly, gave out a lot of value. I was part of a mastermind group. Now I'm part of like 3 or 4 mastermind groups. And they trust. It's a trust factor. It's about reputation. It's about who you know. So trust nowadays has a lot of value. So if you're focusing on a specific niche, make sure that you have that know, like, and trust factor. Being very vulnerable sometimes. Being yourself. That's what's going to get you to the next level. Shift number 7 is build community, not just audience. We're talking about trust right now a little while ago. And trust and community go hand in hand. And here at Go Staffy, we're big on community. That's one of the things that we believe is going to allow you to grow as an agency owner if you start building some type of community with your ideal client. And you know what? You can apply community as well within your agency too. Like, it's going to help grow your agency because you're going to have community within your team. You're building a good culture. But also you can build a community with your clients. How can you do that? Well, you can create a Facebook group, right? To keep that engagement going. You could come up with some type of newsletter, right? Or email that goes out to your existing clients. That builds community. And if you're being transparent while you're building this community and while you're building those connections, that's only going to magnify and help you grow your agency. So guys, that's it. Those are the 7 shifts that if you apply in your agency, it's going to allow you to scale very fast. It's going to allow your agency to explode, literally. And I'm just going to repeat them once again. Number 1 is simplify faster. Number 2 is execute. You already know enough. Execute on the things that are already working. Number 3 is show up real. Human beats perfection. So show up real of who you are. Be transparent. Grow your personal brand. It's going to elevate your agency. Number 4 is keep learning. Because you are going to need to adapt as the industry is changing with AI, with so many things happening so quickly. You need to learn how to adapt. Number 5 is build peace. And how do you do that? by building a great team, systems, and boundaries. Number 6 is you want to earn trust. When you're growing your agency is the most important attribute in order for you to grow. And number 7 is creating belonging with community. Community beats broadcasting all day. You want to make sure that you're investing in community, not only within your team, but also within your clients, to your clients. What I want you to do is do an inventory today in your agency and figure out what are the areas that I need to improve in. What are the areas that I can apply right now in order for my agency to scale to the next level? And you're not behind. You just need to adapt, right? Because everyone is in the same boat. We all have to adapt and change if we want to scale our agency. So build a team that frees you, lead with trust, create content that is real, and give yourself permission to have peace. And you're going to see, you're going to have an amazing 2026. And if you're hearing this in 2027, you can have an amazing 2027 if you apply all these shifts to your agency. Guys, that's all I have today. If this episode has helped you, share it, subscribe so you never miss an episode, and leave a review and send it to someone, a partner, a team member, or a friend who needs a reminder. And I'm going to leave you with this. The goal is always to have more freedom and to have more impact, not just revenue. Go accomplish more and make sure to take action.